This is not just a country on a map. This is a feeling, a living, breathing contradiction, a beautiful, chaotic, and utterly enchanting puzzle, where the ancient and the futuristic exist not side by side, but woven together into the same moment. You think you know Asia? You have seen its high-tech cities, its serene temples, its ordered societies. Prepare to have your mind blown, your expectations shattered, and your heart stolen. We are about to embark on a journey into the most eccentric, the most surprising, the most wonderfully unpredictable country in the entire continent. This is the Philippines, and what you are about to see and learn will change the way you see the world. Forget what you know. Open your mind. Let's begin with mind-blowing fact number 1. Mind-blowing fact number 1. This is a nation of over 7,600 islands, but you'll probably only visit a handful. The sheer, mind-boggling scale of this archipelago is almost impossible to comprehend. Think of it like this. If you were an explorer, and you set out with the goal of visiting one new island every single day, it would take you more than 20 years to see them all. 20 years. And that's without a single day of rest. Most of these islands remain unnamed on any official map, uninhabited by anyone except for birds and lizards, untouched secrets of the sea, each one a potential world of its own. This isn't just a country. It's a vast, unexplored universe of sand, volcano, and jungle, most of which exists completely off the grid, out of sight, and beyond the reach of the modern world. The potential for discovery here is not just high, it is literally endless. While tourists flock to the famous white sands of Boracay or the dramatic cliffs of El Nido, the true soul of the Philippines might be hiding on a tiny speck of land in the Sulu Sea, a place without a name, waiting for a visitor who may never come. This geographic reality defines everything about the national character. A sense of infinite possibility, of secrets waiting to be found, and a deep understanding that there is always more to explore, just beyond the horizon. Mind-blowing fact. Number 2. The national sport is cockfighting, and it's a multi-billion peso industry. Everyone knows Filipinos love basketball. You see makeshift hoops in every tiny village, nailed to a coconut tree. But the true national pastime, the one that runs deep in the blood, is something else entirely. It is sabong, cockfighting. This is not a hobby. It is a cultural institution with ancient roots. On a Sunday morning, the air in a provincial arena is thick with the smell of sweat, tobacco, and excited animals. The sound is deafening, a roar of thousands of men, from farmers to businessmen, all placing frantic bets with hand signals and shouted numbers. In the center is a small dirt ring. 2 roosters, bred and trained for this moment, are held by their owners. Tied to their legs are razor-sharp blades called gaffs. The fight is swift, brutal, and often fatal. The crowd falls silent for a strike, then erupts. For an outsider, it can be a shocking spectacle. But to dismiss it as mere cruelty is to miss the point. This is about pride, heritage, and economics. A champion rooster can be worth more than a car. The bets can lift a family out of poverty or, just as easily, plunge them into debt. It is a raw, visceral, and unflinching look at a tradition that is as controversial as it is deeply embedded in the fabric of local life. A powerful reminder that culture is not always polite or comfortable. Mind-blowing fact. Number 3. Filipinos celebrate the world's longest Christmas season. While the rest of the world is barely putting away its Halloween pumpkins, the Philippines is already in a full-blown Christmas frenzy. The season unofficially, but universally, kicks off in September, the moment the beer months begin. You will walk into a shopping mall in the sweltering heat of September 1st and be greeted by the familiar sounds of jingle bells and silent night. The streets begin to twinkle with lights, the paroles, star-shaped lanterns symbolizing the Star of Bethlehem, appear in every window. This is not a short celebration. It is a marathon of joy, a 4-month-long festival that builds to a crescendo on Christmas Eve, known as Noche Buena, a massive family feast that begins at midnight. The party continues through New Year's and doesn't truly end until the Feast of the Three Kings in early January. For nearly a third of the year, the country is consumed by a spirit of gift-giving, family reunions, and endless food. It is a testament to the people's immense, unshakable love for family, faith, and the pure, unadulterated joy of a good party. It proves that Christmas is not about the weather. It's about a feeling in the heart. Mind-blowing fact. Number 4. There's an island where you can swim with millions of gentle jellyfish. In the remote, almost mystical rock islands of Palau, but more accessibly in El Nido's own hidden lagoons, a geological and biological miracle occurred. Thousands of years ago, these jellyfish became trapped in a landlocked marine lake. With no natural predators, they evolved. They lost their need for a powerful sting. Now they exist in their millions, their bodies pulsating gently, harmlessly, through the warm, sun-dappled water. Every day they perform a silent, majestic migration, following the path of the sun across the lake. To slip into the water with them is an experience that defies description. It is like floating in a living galaxy. These golden, ghostly creatures brush against your skin with the softness of a silk scarf. There is no sound except for your own breathing. It is surreal, peaceful, and utterly breathtaking. A glimpse into a world where nature has chosen peace over poison. A hidden paradise that feels like a secret shared between you and the planet. Mind-blowing fact. Number 5. The jeepney is a rolling symbol of Filipino ingenuity and art. This is perhaps the most iconic image of the Philippines. After World War II, the U.S. military left behind hundreds of surplus jeeps. To most, they were scrap metal, but Filipinos saw a canvas. They saw opportunity. They elongated the bodies to fit 20 or more passengers, added a roof, and decorated them in explosions of color, religious iconography, pop culture references, and shimmering chrome horses. No two are alike. Each jeepney is a unique, rolling work of folk art, a mobile testament to the ability to create something brilliant, beautiful, and functional from the scraps of history. They are noisy, belching smoke, and notoriously inefficient in modern traffic, but they are the lifeblood of the streets. Riding one is an experience in itself. A squeeze of bodies, the passing of fare hand over hand to the driver, the shout of "Para!" to stop. They are a symbol of resilience, a declaration that beauty can be found everywhere, even in something as simple as a way to get to work. Mind-blowing fact. Number 6. This was the text message. Capital of the world. Long before the world was glued to WhatsApp and Instagram, the Philippines was already a nation of digital communicators. In the early 2000s, fueled by incredibly cheap SMS rates, Filipinos were sending over 400 million text messages per day. That's billions per week. This wasn't just chit-chat. It was how families stayed connected across the islands. It was how businesses operated. It was how political movements, like the famous EDSA II revolution, were organized. This addiction to instant, cheap communication forged a nation that is deeply, intrinsically connected on a cellular level. It created a society that thrives on constant contact, on sharing news, on the rapid spread of information and gossip. While the platform has shifted to apps like Facebook and Viber, the core behavior remains. Filipinos are a people forever in conversation. A national family that is always just a message away from each other. Mind-blowing fact. Number 7. There is a volcano within a lake. Within a volcano within a lake. Taal volcano on the island of Luzon presents one of the most perfectly bizarre geological formations on Earth. It is a natural nesting doll that challenges perception. Here are the layers. First, there is the vast expanse of Taal Lake. In the middle of this lake sits Volcano Island. This entire island is the volcano. Now, travel to the summit of that island, and you will find a large crater. That crater is filled with water, creating a crater lake. And sitting in the middle of that crater lake is a small rocky protrusion called Vulcan Point. So Vulcan Point is an island in a crater lake on Volcano Island, which is in Taal Lake, which is on the island of Luzon. It's a configuration so perfectly layered, it seems like a clever riddle or a trick of a map maker. Standing on the ridge, looking down at this incredible sight, you are reminded that the Philippines is a land born of fire and water, a place where the very earth is dynamic, unpredictable, and endlessly fascinating. Mind-blowing fact. Number 8. Filipinos are some of the most linguistically gifted people on Earth. The national language is Filipino, which is based primarily on Tagalog. English is an official language and is spoken with stunning fluency by a massive portion of the population, from taxi drivers to CEOs. But that's just the start. The archipelago is home to over 170 distinct local languages and dialects: Cebuano, Ilocano, Hiligaynon, Waray, and countless more. It is common to meet someone who effortlessly switches between 3, 4, or even 5 languages in a single conversation with family and friends. Their minds are wired for code switching, for finding the perfect word in the perfect tongue to express a thought. This linguistic dexterity is a superpower. It breaks down barriers, not just internally but with the world. It is the reason the country is a global leader in the BPO and call center industry. It is a testament to an intellectual flexibility and a deep-seated desire to connect, to understand, and to be understood. Mind-blowing fact number 9. The world's largest pearl was found by a Filipino fisherman and used as a doorstop. The story of the Pearl of Puerto is the stuff of legend. It weighs an astonishing 34 kilograms and is about 2 feet long. It is not a shiny, round, perfect pearl from an oyster. It is a blister pearl from a giant clam, a monstrous, barnacle-encrusted thing that looks more like a large, weird rock than a precious gem. The fisherman who discovered it in the Palawan Sea didn't know its value. He thought it was a curiosity. He kept it under his simple wooden bed as a good luck charm for years. Later, he used it as a doorstop to keep his hut's door open. It was only years later that a visitor recognized it for what it was, a natural treasure worth millions of dollars. The story perfectly captures the unassuming, humble, and unexpected nature of the country's riches. The greatest treasures are often hidden in plain sight, valued not for their price, but for the simple luck they might bring. Mind-blowing fact. Number 10. They have a festival where people cover themselves in mud and paint. The Mascara Festival in the city of Bacolod is a spectacle of surreal, defiant joy. The name means a multitude of faces, and it was born in a time of crisis, a period of great poverty and tragedy. The city decided that the best response to sorrow was not to hide, but to celebrate, to put on a smile. Thousands of people take to the streets wearing gigantic, grotesquely smiling masks and elaborate, colorful costumes made of beads and feathers. They dance in the streets for days to the pulsating rhythm of salsa music. It's a riot of color and movement, but it's more than just a party. It's a philosophy. A declaration that no matter how hard life gets, the human spirit can respond with dance, with creativity, and with a smile that is so big, so bold, and so brightly colored that it overwhelms the darkness. It is the embodiment of Filipino resilience. Mind-blowing fact. Number 11. The Philippine eagle is one of the largest and most powerful eagles in the world, and it's critically endangered. Also known as the monkey-eating eagle, this bird is a national symbol of breathtaking power and grace. It is one of the largest eagles on the planet, with a wingspan that can reach 7 feet and a piercing, intelligent gaze that seems to look directly into your soul. It is an apex predator, a king of the sky that rules the rainforest canopy. But its majesty is shadowed by tragedy. There are believed to be fewer than 400 pairs left in the wild, victims of massive deforestation and habitat loss. To see one in a conservation center is a humbling experience. It is a reminder of the wild, untamed heart that still beats in the remote mountains of the archipelago, and a stark warning of the fragility of such magnificence. Protecting this eagle is a national mission, a fight for a living piece of the country's soul. Mind-blowing fact. Number 12. There's an entire underground river that flows beneath a mountain for over 15 miles. The Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of nature. It is not just a cave. It is a navigable river that flows directly into the sea, passing through a cathedral-like cave system underneath a mountain range. You board a small paddle boat and are plunged into darkness, your way illuminated only by a spotlight. The scale is immense. You glide past awe-inspiring rock formations, stalactites and stalagmites that have been growing for millions of years, shaped into eerie and beautiful shapes. The air is filled with the sound of dripping water and the squeaking of hundreds of thousands of bats and swiftlets that call the cave home. It is a journey back in time into the very bowels of the earth, a humbling reminder of the slow, powerful forces that have shaped this land long before humans ever walked upon it. Mind-blowing fact. Number 13. Halo Halo is the national dessert, and its name literally means mix mix. This is not a delicate, carefully composed French pastry. It is an explosion in a tall glass. It is a culinary representation of the country's chaos and charm. A base of shaved ice and evaporated milk is piled high with a wild assortment of ingredients: sweet red beans, chickpeas, coconut strips, jackfruit, colorful jellies, flan, caramel custard, and topped with a scoop of ice cream. Sometimes you'll even find corn or cheese. The instruction is right in the name. You take a long spoon and you mix it all together into a chaotic, sweet, cold, and glorious mess. The first taste is a surprise. Textures of soft, crunchy, creamy, and chewy, flavors of sweet, salty, and milky all at once. It shouldn't work, but it does. It's more than a dessert. It's a metaphor for the country itself, a joyful, unpredictable, and delightful mixture of everything, where the whole is infinitely greater than the sum of its parts. Mind-blowing fact. Number 14. The Banaue rice terraces were carved by hand over 2,000 years ago. Often called the eighth wonder of the world, these terraces in the Cordillera Mountains are not just farmland. They are a towering, living staircase to the sky, an epic monument to human patience and ingenuity. They were carved into the steep mountainsides by the Ifugao people, using only their hands, simple wooden tools, and an incredible understanding of engineering and hydrology. The scale is almost beyond comprehension. If the steps of these terraces were put end to end, they would stretch for over 12,000 miles, enough to encircle half the globe. They are not a relic of the past. They are still farmed today, using the same methods passed down through generations. To stand before them at sunrise, when the light catches the water-filled pools, is to witness a sacred dialogue between humanity and nature, a partnership that has endured for 2 millennia. Mind-blowing fact. Number 15. Filipinos have an unbreakable spirit called bayanihan. This is the spirit of community in its purest, most powerful form. It is famously illustrated by the old tradition of neighbors helping a family physically carry their entire wooden nipa hut on their shoulders to a new location. But this ethos extends far beyond that physical act. In times of crisis, when a typhoon flattens a village, you do not see people waiting for government aid. You see them the next morning, clearing debris together, sharing what little food they have, and starting to rebuild. This is bayanihan. It is the unspoken rule that no one is alone. Your neighbor's problem is your problem. Your joy is their joy. It is a powerful, invisible force that binds the nation together, a social safety net woven from compassion and shared experience. It proves that the greatest strength is not in individual wealth, but in unity. Mind-blowing fact number 16. The tarsier is a tiny primate with eyes bigger than its brain. Found on the islands of Bohol, Samar, and Leyte. This tiny nocturnal creature is one of the smallest primates in the world. It could fit perfectly in the palm of your hand. Its most striking feature is its enormous, glassy eyes, each one larger than its entire brain. These eyes are fixed in its skull, so it must rotate its head almost 180 degrees to see around itself, giving it a charming, owl-like appearance. They are living, breathing cartoons, incredibly shy and fragile. They are so sensitive that they can get stressed and die from being touched by humans or from the flash of a camera. They represent the delicate, strange, and precious biodiversity of the Philippines, a reminder that eccentricity and beauty come in the smallest, most vulnerable packages, and must be protected with the utmost care. Mind-blowing fact. Number 17. There are more overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, than the entire population of many countries. Over 10 million Filipinos live and work abroad. They are the modern-day heroes of the Philippine economy, known as OFWs. They are the nurses caring for the elderly in London and Toronto, the engineers building skyscrapers in Dubai, the sailors crewing container ships on every ocean, and the domestic workers supporting families across Asia and the Middle East. Their sacrifice is immense, years away from their own children and spouses, all to send money home for a better future. This massive diaspora has created a global network of Filipino culture and influence, making the country's heart beat in every corner of the world. The remittances they send back are the lifeblood of the national economy. But the true cost is measured in loneliness and longing, a testament to a different kind of resilience and love for family. Mind-blowing fact. Number 18. The Manny Pacquiao effect. is a real observable phenomenon. When the national boxing hero, Manny Pacquiao, steps into the ring for a big fight, the entire country undergoes a remarkable transformation. Crime rates drop to almost zero. The notoriously chaotic streets of Manila become eerily quiet. Every television in every home, bar, and public market is tuned to the fight. For those 12 rounds, a nation of over 110 million people is united as one, holding its collective breath with every punch thrown. When Pacquiao wins, the eruption of joy is instantaneous and nationwide, a cathartic release of national pride. It's a powerful display of how the success of one man, who rose from crushing poverty to become a world champion, can feel like a victory for every single person, a symbol that anything is possible. Mind-blowing fact. Number 19. The San Juanico Bridge is not a straight line. It's a graceful, sweeping curve. Connecting the islands of Leyte and Samar, this is the longest bridge in the Philippines. But unlike most long bridges, which are straight, functional affairs, the San Juanico Bridge is a work of art. It sweeps and curves gracefully over the beautiful blue waters of the San Juanico Strait. Its design intended to withstand the powerful typhoons and earthquakes that frequent the region. Driving across it feels like a dance. The views of the scattered islands and the calm water are breathtaking. It is a symbol that even something as utilitarian as a bridge can be built with soul, beauty, and a sense of harmony with the dramatic landscape it inhabits. Mind-blowing fact. Number 20. The most shocking fact of all is the Filipino smile. This is the country's greatest eccentricity and its most powerful asset. In the face of unbelievable hardship, from the annual typhoons that destroy homes to the daily economic struggles, the defining characteristic of a Filipino is the smile. It is a smile of genuine welcome to a stranger. It is a smile of resilience in the rubble. It is a smile shared between friends over a simple meal. It is not a mask that hides pain. It is a weapon against despair. It is a tool for survival, a conscious choice to focus on the light, on community, on the simple fact of being alive. This smile is contagious. It is the first thing a visitor notices and the last thing they forget. It is the true treasure of the Philippines, more valuable than any pearl, more enduring than any structure, and more mind-blowing than any geological wonder. It is the undeniable proof that the human spirit here is truly unbreakable. This is the Philippines, a country of impossible geology, chaotic creativity, and profound human spirit. It's a place where ancient traditions dance with modern hustle, where nature performs miracles on a daily basis, and where the people will welcome you not as a tourist, but as a friend, with a smile that you will carry with you long after you've left its shores. The most eccentric country in Asia? Without a doubt. But it's also one of the most magical, the most resilient, and the most human. The greatest mind-blowing fact is not that such a place exists, but that it has been here all along, waiting for you to see it for what it truly is.